install Nextcloud using Portainer and Docker on Debian. This will also work for Ubuntu as well. Yeah, so I did do a video on this previously, but my website's changed since then, and the layout of Nextcloud and Portainer has been a bit modernized since I did that video. So I'm gonna re-upload and show you how to do it. So if we open a terminal, as you can see, we've got a Debian VM running. This might be running on, your actual server. So we're gonna let's make this a bit bigger. You want to first of all SSH into your terminal. So I'll do that now. Just accept the security warning if you get one, and then I'll type in my password. And then what you want to do is type in sudo mkdir for make directory /Nextcloud, and that's the folder that all the data that on your Nextcloud server will go into. And then now if you type your password, it'll clear that and do it. So then if we do sudo ch own, and then you want to make the web server own it so that the web server can write and read the Nextcloud folder. So if we do www-data and then a colon and then the same thing again, and then /Nextcloud, so the system knows which folder to make that change to. And then you want to update your app repositories. So if you do sudo apt update and then do sudo apt install docker.io. So we want to install Docker first, and then we'll be able to install Portainer on top of it. So just say yes, and then it'll download all the required packages to install Docker on your system. Okay, once that's done, if we do sudo systemctl for system control, enable Docker, and then do sudo systemctl start Docker. And then we now know that Docker will start up when the system is rebooted, because the service has been enabled and the service is now currently running. So if we do sudo systemctl status Docker, you can see that it's active and running. And then I will put these commands in the description and on my website as before, as I did with the previous tutorial on this. But then you want to run this massive command to install Portainer. It'll say it's unable to find it locally, so it'll pull it from Docker Hub and then it'll install it by itself. Okay, so once that's done, you can then access the web interface. Okay, we can now go and access the Portainer web interface. So if we do the IP address of the system, so mine is 172.20.10.4, and then 9000 is the port number. This will be the same as what you used to SSH into. If you don't know it and you used the host name to SSH into it, you might be able to use that here, but if you need to find the IP address, if you just do IPA and then on this system it's this one here. Okay, right, you can just make the credentials anything you like, click create user, and then click get started, click local, click container. Alright, and then you're in this menu here. Then click on app templates, there we go. Then click on MariaDB, and then type in anything for the name. I'll just call it Nextcloud_database. Root password, I'm just going to put password, but obviously do something more secure than that. And then click on deploy the container. Alright, once that's done, then you can click on add container in the top right. And then I'll just call this one Nextcloud, because this is where the actual Nextcloud instance will run. From the image you need to do Nextcloud, and then a colon latest. And then for the port publisher, you need to click publish a new network port and do 80 through to 80, and do 443 through to 443. A comment on my previous video said that on Open Media Vault, which is obviously based on Debian, the web interface for that network attached storage software runs on port 80, so there'll be a clash there. So all you need to do is go into your web interface for Open Media Vault and either change this to something else, but make sure you keep the container port as 80 and change the host, or change the web interface portal of Open Media Vault to a different port on the system. And then you want to scroll down to the bottom, click on volumes under advanced container settings and click on map additional volume. And then you just want to do /nextcloud, which is the folder we created in the terminal earlier, these ones. And click on bind, and I'm just going to bind that to /nextcloud on the host. Then click on restart policy and set it to always, so that if the system restarts, this service will always come up. And then just click on deploy the container once again, as you did with MariaDB, and then it will install Nextcloud in Docker. So once that's done, if you then go to the IP address of your server, but with no extension, so 172.20.10.4 was it? Yeah. You'll then get the Nextcloud welcome screen. Again, make a username and password. I'll just go with this for now, because this is, going to be deleted afterwards anyway. And then you do /nextcloud, which is the folder that we've been using all the way through. You just have to specify that here as well. Then click on mysql/mariadb, because that's the database software that we configured earlier. And then do root, and then the root password that you set when you deployed the MariaDB container in Portainer. The database name, you can call anything you want. I'm just going to call it Nextcloud database, like that. And then the database host, you go to the Nextcloud database container, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then copy the gateway, like that, colon, and then go back to containers and copy this port number here, not the one after. So you want this one here, which is 49153, and then click on install. Here it'll ask if you want to install things like Nextcloud Office, which is a open source alternative to sort of Microsoft Office and Google Docs, that sort of thing. And mail, you can have mail integration and calendar and contacts. It's quite good, and to be fair, I probably would do this if I was actually setting it up, but just to speed the process on, I'll just click skip. It's just a case of clicking the install recommended apps. Then you've got the Nextcloud hub. Close that and then click on files, and you go to the file manager, and here's a demo of just a PDF that comes with it, the Nextcloud manual, and yeah, that works fine. And then you can port forward, secure it and make it accessible to the outside world, but I'm not going to go through that in this video. So yeah, thanks for watching.